I'm sitting in my room just right now, starting to write what will hopefully become some sort of a documentary. I'm heading to Atlanta today for a show, and I thought to myself, no better time to get some footage. But as the time to get footage comes nearer, I realize I have no clue what kind of footage I'm looking for. I had hoped to make some inspired documentary that ends up being insightful, but I think I don't have anything very insightful to say. I want to make this funny, but what even am I making funny? What is this thing supposed to be about? I guess I'll just film, cross my fingers, and hope to find something in all this nothing. But if you're seeing this footage and hearing me say these words, it means I made something that I think is worthwhile, and I guess I hope that you think so too. I want to spend my life making movies, but I'm having what feels like a slow start. It feels like I'm just waiting for something to happen, but it never does. I know what I want to do, but sometimes I'm too afraid to make it happen, and someday it'll be too late. Maybe it would make me become well-liked and popular, but sometimes it feels like any dreams of making it big are already dead. Feeling determined to change and actually make a movie for once, I set off to the big city. Right away, things felt a little off. Like someone was keeping their eye on me. But I decided to push forward into the unknown. My mind wandered with all the possibilities of adventure and mischief that the day would bring. My surroundings promised alcohol, sex, and the world's greatest pancakes. What more could a man want? But still, I couldn't shake that feeling of being watched, but I wasn't going to let that stop me from achieving my dreams. This was it. The big city was finally here. My enthusiasm had never before reached such heights. As I traveled into the depths of this place, the signal in my car started to give, and I knew someone was trying to keep me out of here.
In half a mile, turn right onto Baker Street Northwest.
But they failed. I was finally here, but right away I noticed that things were different from how I was expecting them to be. It seemed whoever was running this place didn't even want people to come around. Everything around me felt broken and pointless, like the whole city was just one big mess. Trash overflowed the streets, and there was no sign telling me what I should do next or where I should go. I was promised a land of high status, but I can't help but feeling it was all a ruse. Could I trust anything here? Everything was out of place. And even the people here seemed unsure of how to behave. Nobody wanted to talk to me either. Not these people, definitely not this guy, and not these guys either. Every window of opportunity was closed. As if I wasn't already feeling down enough, the militant presence in the city was on the rise, and I couldn't shake that feeling that for some reason it was all for me, like someone was monitoring me, but trying to stay covert about their operation. With the buildup of all the stress, I needed to relieve myself somehow, so I went hunting for a bathroom. But not wanting to use the city's natural resources, I wandered around until I found bustling Margaritaville. And they had a urinal. However, even in my quiet moment of relief, I was still reminded of the artificiality of my environment. What was I doing here? I felt like I was getting nowhere, like everything was just an uphill battle. Eventually, I found a place to wander around in and maybe find something cool, but I was disoriented, and security caught wind of me and quickly escorted me out of the building. They had their eyes on me. I couldn't escape. I knew I had to get out of this trap before it was too late, and I ended up in one of their many containment cells. I hurriedly went back to my car and then to the show, and it was here I realized I was just another pawn with a camera. And while these rock stars lived the high status, alcohol infused life of my dreams right in front of me, I had not found what I wanted, which was just something interesting to film and talk about. The raging storm around me reflected the chaos inside myself. I was determined to move through it and continue my quest to make a movie. But when I returned home, I was quickly overtaken by a strange and sudden sickness. Had I been poisoned? I started to regret eating food in Atlanta that I was unfamiliar with. My body began to feel strange and stressed. I was feeling less like myself with every minute that passed. I felt paranoid. Who was watching me? Who was listening to my every move? Whoever was doing this to me really didn't want my movie-making journey to continue. I was tangled in a web. The walls were closing in on me, but I'm not gonna let... Pardon the brief interruption and sudden ending to this short film, but I've had an epiphany. one that renders the continuation of any filming, whether now or in the future, completely useless and inauthentic. I've realized everything I've ever put on film has been a lie and is totally worthless to you or any other potential viewer. I advise that you save your time and turn this off. Despite the ruthless attempt on my life, I'm back. And I'm ready to do what I love, to film the world around me and create beauty in every corner of life, to spend my time exploring the excitement around me, to showcase just how amazing things can be if you stop and look around every once in a while. They had tried to stop me, to steal my identity, to silence me, but I'm here. I won. No one is ever going to silence me again. I'm ready to go out and film the world in all its glory. Okay, maybe things aren't that exciting. I'm starting to remember why I went to the big city to film stuff, because my local options are limited. It's a bit tough to find inspiration in such a small, empty place. Maybe that's why it's so much easier to resort to fantasy or imagination to make things seem more exciting than they really are. But fantasy isn't always such a bad thing. If you're struggling to find anything exciting, just make it up. In the past, I've been pretty scared of making up stories and sharing them with other people, but I'm trying to change that. It doesn't have to be intricate or perfect, and people probably won't even like it that much or care, but whatever. Organize the arrhythmus, given the unknown pink on my brain. Rise from nothing, give nothing, leave. Play a purpose, which is just a purpose. 30-second play. Prove, intrigue, credibility. Conjure frustration and frustration. Bring warmth where writer stresses. 30-second play.
Rise.
Is this the best? Come alive. Oh, frustration.
Rise.
He's dead. He's without a doubt, he's very dead. No, I haven't touched him. I didn't, no. No, I just found him maybe 3 minutes ago. Just please just send somebody out. Please. I don't know what's happened. Wait. I don't see him anymore. He's gone. No, I don't know. He's gone. See? It can be fun to shoot stuff and turn it into a little video. It wasn't crazy or thrilling, but it's a start. The audience watching might not care. They might even prefer doing something else instead. In my mind, the audience looms over me as some intimidating force to be reckoned with. But I have to try and keep things lighthearted for myself. Otherwise, I'll drive myself into a wall thinking of everything that could go wrong. Thinking of how what I make will change people's perceptions of me. I try to ignore everything, but maybe I'll never be free from those fears. Maybe it won't ever be easier than this. But I have to keep trying and to keep fighting. It's just different. It sounds
Not better or worse.
At least
I
I
thought
thought
it
it was
was
a
so.
clown show.
Horrible
Dr. Bush said
performance last night.
he
Should
should
have
have
a cigarette at
but to call
me
me
immediately
immediately
with
with
a
a
changed.
So
Light's been on.
I've started to feel
so
religious
confused
with
with
it.
the act of my
It's
life.
just
Long.
I really thought it would happen.
You know, really.
I'm constructing a
Here we
plan.
are. I didn't think he was
Power works in mysterious ways.
I
Alarm did
I
go off.
tried
Sort
shooting
of
a shot with her, and it
sort of
experiment.
I tried it
like
once,
really,
but
one
it
act,
wasn't very
but
good.
I'm not sure.
So
My favorite
I'm
color is
afraid
green.
I
wish
I knew how
So many other
I
things.
would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say them loud, say them clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart